We're going to begin this hour with the latest on the search of former President Trump's Florida home.
That's right. This morning, we'll get our first look at portions of the affidavit that supported the search warrant. It could shed light on why the Justice Department carried out that unprecedented and controversial search, which uncovered 11 sets of classified materials. NBC News Chief White House correspondent Kristen Welker has the latest.
Good day to you. In just a matter of hours, we could have new information about what led to that unprecedented search of former President Trump's Florida home. It is a high-stakes moment for both Mr. Trump and federal prosecutors. This all comes as President Biden is back on the campaign trail, intensifying his rhetoric with the midterm elections looming large. Today, Americans will get their first glimpse of the affidavit used to justify that extraordinary search warrant executed by the FBI at Mar-a-Lago, former President Trump's Florida estate. A federal judge in Florida has ordered a redacted copy of the affidavit, including blacked out portions the Justice Department once kept secret, to be made public by noon today. The affidavit is believed to contain critical information about the government's investigation into the alleged mishandling of classified materials at Mar-a-Lago. Media companies, including NBC News, asked the judge to make the affidavit public, as Mr. Trump and his allies have repeatedly called for it to be unsealed.
I think what the judge do is release all the information. This way people can know whether there's a serious allegation or this is more manufactured.
But the judge is siding with the Justice Department to release only portions of the affidavit, calling those redactions narrowly tailored to serve the government's legitimate interest in the integrity of the ongoing investigation. Do you think we will learn anything new once the affidavit is unsealed?
I think it's more likely than not going to be a lot of big black boxes or blocks on the affidavit, sort of obliterating the part we most want to see.
In their unprecedented search of the former president's estate, FBI agents seized 11 sets of classified documents, some marked top secret. Mr. Trump, on his social media site, describing himself as innocent as a person can be, while claiming without evidence that the investigation is politically motivated. President Biden said this week he had no prior knowledge of the search, but he's publicly focused on Mr. Trump with a fiery speech to Democrats last night.
Trump and the extreme MAGA Republicans have made their choice to go backwards, full of anger, violence, hate, and division.
The president also starkly attacking what he called MAGA philosophy, even saying off camera, quote, "It's like semi-fascism." In a statement overnight, a spokesperson for the Republican National Committee called President Biden's language, quote, "despicable." Also today, another federal judge has asked the Trump legal team to clarify its request for a so-called special master, which is a third party appointed to oversee the review of the FBI's evidence from the Mar-a-Lago search.
All right, Kristen Welker, thank you so much.
Now to the south, where this morning the water has started to recede in some of the areas hit hard by flooding. But with more rain in the forecast, the threat may not be over. NBC News correspondent George Solis is in Mississippi with the latest.
All eyes on the Ross Barnett Reservoir. Now, during previous storms, it's helped cushion the blow, so to speak, by diverting some of the water from local rivers. But keep in mind, this was not designed for flood control. So with so much water in the region, there is some concern it may not be able to hold.
This morning, an already soaked South is bracing for more rain. Millions in Alabama, Louisiana, and Mississippi could see serious flooding. In Jackson, Mississippi, residents are being asked to evacuate as they keep a close eye on the rapidly rising Pearl River. It's expected to reach an alarming 36 feet as it crests into next week.
If we instruct you that you are in a risk area or a high-risk area, please heed that advice.
Jackson has now recorded its wettest August on record, with more than 9 inches of rain saturating the region this month. Locals are still trying to process what happened as they start to clean up after 2 days of non-stop rain.
It started raining hard. I cried. I don't care if you get an inch of water, a foot, 6 inches. You got a hell of a job on your hands.
Even emergency management workers like Albert Jones shocked by what he's been seeing.
Just the amount of rain that fell and just the home that it affected and how quickly that it affected. That house right here took in right at 22 inches of water.
It's the same storm system that inundated parts of Texas this week. In hard-hit Dallas, a school bus driver and her colleague are being credited with rescuing 2 young kids from raging floodwaters, with the children clinging to trees. They tied seatbelts together to pull them to safety. Back in Mississippi, more flooding on its way. Police asking residents to be careful with driving. Most flood fatalities occurring in cars. Just 12 inches of fast-moving water can sweep a car off the road.
If you see a tree down, don't try to maneuver around it. If you see a power line down, don't try to maneuver or get around it. If you see standing water, go the other way.
And city officials from across the region are gearing up to save as many people and as properties as they can, setting up sites where people can fill up sandbags, setting up temporary shelters, and mobilizing boats should they need to rescue people. Teams here not taking any chances.
All right.
Back to you.
George, thank you so much. Let's get a check on your weather now as we head into the weekend.
Meteorologist Michelle Grossman is back with us with the forecast. Hey, Michelle.
Hey there, guys. And the big story does remain the flooding threat in the southeast. That's going to be today, also through the weekend as well. So it's going to be a big concern where we could see 1 to 3 inches of rain, but higher amounts with those torrential downpours. This is what it looks like today across the country. We do have a few spots that will be very soggy, one being the southwest. That monsoon rain does continue. Also a little spot in the northern plains. We're watching a cold front move through the northeast. That's going to bring the chance for showers and storms. And some of these storms could be strong in portions of New England. And of course, we're going to continue to watch that flooding. So as we go throughout the weekend, we're going to dry it out in the northeast on Saturday to a really nice day. We do have some wet weather in the Great Lakes through the central plains, warm sunshine through parts of the northwest, and then you can see some green in the southwest. That's more monsoon rain. And then soaking storms continue from Texas through Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, the Carolinas, and especially in the state of Florida. We're going to see lots of rain there on Saturday, and it continues on Sunday. Once again, a flood threat on Sunday. Summer stunner continuing in the northeast. We're going to dry it out still, and rain continuing for portions of the Great Lakes. It's still warm in portions of the northwest, Pacific Northwest, and interior portions of California. So the FedEx Tour Championship does conclude this weekend. Today, unfortunately, looking at the chance for some thunderstorms, some showers, and any of these thunderstorms, just like we've been seeing, can produce really heavy downpours, torrential downpours. So we'll be watching that closely this afternoon. Saturday, PM thunderstorms once again. It's going to be warm, too. Temperatures near 90 degrees. Same story on Sunday, 88 degrees on Sunday. So let's look at radar because we are tracking some heavy downpours this morning, especially in Louisiana, southern Mississippi, along the panhandle of Florida, even in portions of Georgia, the Carolinas. Again, where you see those brighter colors in Louisiana especially, and lots of lightning there too. We're seeing reds, yellows, oranges. That's where we're seeing the heaviest amounts of rain. It comes down fast. It comes down furious. We keep seeing all these images, those videos of water rescues and just water piling up. And that is the concern once again today. So we do have a flash flood risk where you see that darker blue, New Orleans, south of Jackson, Mississippi, Mobile, Alabama, into Pensacola. We could see some really heavy downpours and the concern for coastal flooding, especially into the panhandle of Florida. 4 million people impacted today by a flood threat. That is in the green. And where you see the red, that is a flash flood warning. And that's because we're seeing heavy rain falling there right now. So we'll see more of those as we go throughout the afternoon hours. There's that cold front. It continues to move very, very, very slowly. And that is a problem. We just can't get it out of here. And we're going to see showers and storms along this cold front, bringing locally high rainfall amounts. And we could see anywhere from 1 to 3 inches with locally higher amounts. Pop-up storms once again on Saturday, the heaviest rain focusing around the Florida peninsula. So we're looking at Pensacola, Panama City with some very heavy rain. That continues into Sunday, localized flash flooding. And we're going to see the heaviest amounts you can see along the Gulf Coast with those darker colors and also Florida. Now, the Northeast, we're looking at a cold front moving through as well. And that's going to bring the chance for some showers and storms. And it could even bring some really gusty storms in New England. We haven't talked about severe weather in quite a bit, but we do have the chance for a few tornadoes today in New England and winds gusting up to 60 miles per hour. Could see some hail as well. So 8 million at risk, especially where you see that yellow. That's your likeliest spot for some of the stronger to severe storms. It's a hot one, too. These are fueling the storms. The humidity is high. It's August. It's feeling like August. New York City, 89 degrees today. That's 8 degrees above normal for this time of year, and 90 in Baltimore. And it's going to stay warm tomorrow and Sunday, and then into early next week. So you guys, I hope you have a great weekend. And Savannah, I'm sorry I missed that. That seemed like so much fun, but happy birthday.
Oh, you're the best. No problem. Oh my gosh, I know.
I FOMO here.
I know. We always miss you when you're not in studio with us, but thank you. I'm still very shocked. I keep saying that over and over again. I can't believe Alex was just here. What
would be amazing is if Michelle walked in right now, magically from her home. That would be something.
My surprise at the end of the 8.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Michelle, thank you so much, and have a great weekend.
Sure.
And now let's turn to Ukraine, where authorities say the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant has been reconnected to the grid. Yesterday, fires caused by nearby shelling took the facility offline for the first time in nearly 40 years. President Zelensky said a radiation accident was avoided after backup generators kicked in. NBC News foreign correspondent Megan Fitzgerald joins us now from central Ukraine with the latest. Hey, Megan, good morning.
Savannah, good morning to you. Look, Ukraine is always on edge, but fears have really ramped up, not just here, but in Europe and the U.S. at the White House, where all eyes are on the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant.
This morning, the risk of a nuclear accident at Ukraine's Zaporizhzhia power plant is rising. Fighting around the facility sparked a fire seen in these satellite images. Experts say that caused the plant to become disconnected from the power grid for the first time in its history.
If you lose all of these power sources, you're unable to keep the reactor cool. It will then overheat, and you potentially can be in a meltdown type scenario, a reactor meltdown.
President Zelensky says a meltdown was narrowly avoided because of backup generators that run on diesel fuel. But no one knows how much diesel the Russians, who have occupied the plant since March, have left.
Nuclear accidents, quite often they revolve around things that have very tiny probabilities of happening, but potentially dire consequences.
The outage shutting off power in a nearby town, cutting off water pumps and sewer service to the area, and raising concerns of a potential humanitarian crisis. The Director General of the International Atomic Energy Agency said on French TV inspectors could be heading to the plant in a matter of days.
Now there is general recognition that we need to be there. We need to be there soon. Kyiv accepts it. Moscow accepts it.
The civilian death toll from Ukraine's deadliest attack in weeks now stands at 25 after a Russian rocket slammed into a train station in the Dnipro region. A young boy also killed by a strike on a nearby home. But Russia says more than 200 Ukrainian soldiers were killed, a claim Ukraine has not acknowledged. And in a move not seen in years, Russian President Vladimir Putin is ordering the expansion of his military by 10%, adding nearly 140,000 soldiers. It's a move some believe could mean Putin is gearing up for a long war.
Now, according to the White House, in a call between President Zelensky and President Biden, the two leaders are demanding that Russia give up control of the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. They also discussed that $3 billion military aid package for Ukraine. Guys, back to you.
All right, Megan, thank you so much.
Excitement is building ahead of NASA's return mission to orbit the moon. It's scheduled for Monday morning, an uncrewed test flight to check out all the systems before astronauts actually climb on board.
Yeah, and a lot of this looks familiar. It's because NASA is borrowing heavily from the Apollo moon missions 50 years ago. NBC News correspondent Tom Costello joins us now from the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum. Tom, so a lot of people are buzzing about this mission, excited about this mission. I love the fact that there's these like dummy astronauts to get these tests done. This is so cool, Tom. Tell us what we need to know.
Yeah. Well, listen, a lot of people are buzzing about this, right? We're expecting 100,000 people to show up at the Kennedy Space Center or Cape Canaveral to watch it. We are at the Air and Space Museum Edvar Hazy Center, I should say, which is outside of Virginia, outside of D.C. and Virginia, because this really represents a turning point for NASA, right? Turning the page away from the shuttle fleet, which they retired 11 years ago. And now NASA is going to the moon, eventually to Mars, and to get there, they're using a rocket named after the twin Greek god of Apollo. The twin is Artemis.
Standing 322 feet tall, NASA's Artemis rocket is the biggest to stand on the pad in 50 years. And Artemis is different. Flanked with 2 boosters, it'll be 15% more powerful than the monster Saturn V rockets that carried Apollo astronauts to the moon. And this morning, all systems are go for a Monday morning launch and an uncrewed 42-day test flight to orbit the moon.
We are pushing the vehicle to its limits, really stressing it to get ready for crew. We've mitigated the risk as far as we can, and now it's our time to get to launch so that we get that data that we need to put crew on it.
Within 2 years, astronauts will ride on top of the rocket in the Orion crew capsule. The entire Artemis Orion stack looks something like Apollo on steroids, with some critical upgrades for future astronauts.
Orion is a lot bigger than Apollo. Instead of 3 astronauts, 4 astronauts fit in these chairs here. They have a retractable rowing machine right here for exercise. And something Apollo didn't have, underneath my feet, a commode.
And NASA is also testing out this new astronaut suit for future missions, replacing the suits worn by shuttle astronauts. The new suit designed to keep astronauts alive for 144 hours should their spaceship suddenly lose cabin pressure.
See, there's a little feed port here where, using a specialized bag design, we can put liquid nutrition in, think of like a protein shake, in there, and the crew member can turn their head in the helmet, be able to drink that, so they have the proper nutrition.
How is it in there? Is it hot?
It feels good, nice and cool, sir.
Cool.
Yes, sir. I have a cooling garment underneath, as a tube that goes from left to right all the way across that keeps me nice and cool.
Even on a hot Houston day.
Yes, sir.
If this uncrewed Artemis mission goes well, an astronaut mission will follow, then a lunar landing in 2025 and a moon base. Returning from its mission, Orion will re-enter the Earth's atmosphere even faster and hotter than the space shuttle. Mach 32 and 5,000 degrees. A brand new heat shield will protect future crews before parachuting into the Pacific Ocean.
The main objective that we really want to get out of this test flight is that stressing that heat shield, getting a test of that new Orion heat shield at lunar reentry velocities.
Yeah, Mach 32, that's 32 times the speed of sound, you guys. Oof. In addition to that, 5,000 degrees, that's half the temperature of the sun. So that heat shield has got to hold just like Apollo held, right? When it came down, landed in the ocean, Orion will come down off the coast of San Diego. Again, no crew members on this flight, but they are going to put test dummies inside, these high-tech test dummies that will gauge the human body's reaction to Artemis, Orion, being in space for 42 days, going around the moon, and make sure it's safe for humans on the next flight. You guys, back to you.
So, Tom, bipartisanship is rare these days, but both Republicans and Democrats support America's return to the moon. There's also a national security element to this. Talk to us about that.
Well, that's right. I mean, listen, you know, America won the so-called space race with the Soviet Union 50 years ago. Russia really is not a player as it relates to going beyond low Earth orbit, right? They got the space station, they got satellites. They're not a player beyond that. China is. China has a very advanced space program. They're going to launch more rockets this year than the United States. They've already got a robotic moon base. They want to put humans, their own astronauts, on the moon by 2030, and they want their own moon base. So this is also, in the view of both sides of the aisle, a strategic imperative that the United States goes back to the moon, builds a moon base, and prepares to go on to Mars.
Another race. All right, Tom, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Very cool stuff. We'll be watching. Thanks, Tom.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.